Hey everyone, this is the most powerful feature we've ever created by itself in terms of being able to force guys to rise in rank and get seen and get paid. This right here in this video is going to be the most important thing we ever created that has to do with making that happen. So enjoy this video, okay? I'm going to walk you through this, make sure you understand the concept. Some of you understand it better than others. This is about the importance of backlinks, right? So we talk about how hard it is to win a keyword. Coat versus jacket, right? It's not hard to win. It's a keyword difficulty of 4 from a keyword difficulty of 0 up to a keyword difficulty of 100, okay? So the higher you climb in keyword difficulty, the stronger your website has to be to rank for that keyword. And also, this is in the same industry. If you are in the food and beverage industry, all of the keywords that you have a chance to rank for really well are going to be food and beverage keywords. If you're in website marketing, it's going to be website marketing style stuff, right? Anything that's not really related, yeah, I mean, you can be really strong in one industry, but if you try to create some pages that have nothing to do with your industry, you're probably not going to get very high on keyword difficulty, or other people are going to beat you back down very easily who are in that industry. All right, just something to keep in mind. Anyway, what does it take to win a keyword difficulty of 4? Well, it says down here, you'll need backlinks from circa 5 websites, in other words, about 5 websites of average value, in order to rank in the top 10, okay? So as you can imagine, average websites, you need 5, will probably put you at number 10. So if you had 6, 7, or 8 websites backlinking your website, then you can rise higher in rank, right? And probably by the time you get to number 1, you still need something like 8 or 10. You need like almost double that or triple that maybe to get all the way to the top. Really depends on the competition, right? But having said that, if you had a reason to show up for coat versus jacket, you wanted to, even if it's just to get people to read because they're interested, so that Google clocks how long they hang out on that page. And if they click anything, because that improves your overall website score organically so that all your pages can rise a little higher on average. Okay, search volumes, 1,500 a month for coat versus, it's got to be people for whom English is a second language, right? And they're just trying to understand the difference. Of everyone who does a search on Google, about 45% click something, right? Anyway, there you go. So, having said that, now you understand the point. If you want to show up for coat versus jacket and you buy a brand new domain name with a brand new website and you just make a page about coat versus jacket, can you win it in the top 10? No, because you don't have any backlinks. No one's voting for you as a website. Nobody's saying, hey, your website is worth checking out, or even in hidden code, just in the code of the website. There's nothing connecting back to you that Google would read as a value add to their website that you should get credit for. Like if StatCounter, for instance, does visitor traffic. And so when people put websites up, they'll include StatCounter, but they don't want people to know that, so they keep it hidden in the back of the coding. Well, that would be unfair if StatCounter wasn't getting counted for all that participation points. So Google does pay attention to the fact that they are in fact embedded in many websites and they're on many web pages, and that has a lot to do with their strength as a service. Okay, and that can go for anything else. All right, having said that, let's continue this. Where do I need to go? Let's compare keyword difficulty. Here's a keyword called keyword difficulty. It's a more important keyword to rank for, wouldn't you say? There's going to be more focus on it. A lot more people are going to try to rank for that keyword because they've got something to sell that helps you deal with keyword difficulty somehow. All right, so that the keyword difficulty score of the keyword difficulty is a 45. Ooh. Now you'll need backlinks from about 68 average websites to rank in the top 10 for this keyword, okay? That's the idea. All right, now, It has less total search volume, but a higher percentage of clicks. And since it's more of a keyword, money keyword, then it is more desirable. You can make a lot more money with this keyword than you probably can make with this one, unless you figure out a really cool trick that makes it beneficial for you. And there are such things. Maybe you do put AdSense in the pages. Maybe you do have Amazon links to different kinds of coats and jackets, although that's not what the guy's after. But you could just sell anything that works for anybody who's reading anything online, right? And so there you go. Let's continue. Backlinking profile. I'm going to show you some of our websites so you can understand how this goes, right? Backlinking profile. There are 3 websites that mention decrypt my leads, okay? And they do it with hidden coding. And because of that, then there are 15 backlinks that point at decrypt my leads across those 3 websites. Okay, so like 5 pages per website, or 5 bits of code in 1 page each, you know, something like that. But these are pretty strong websites, at least 2 of them are. And so the domain rating of our website shot up to a 31. Okay, normally you would not see that. You would see like a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, it's unfair to say that because you almost never see one, but when we talk about average websites, we'd say 3 websites, domain rating of 3. 20 websites, domain rating of 20. So you know what? A domain rating of 31 means I should be able to rank for keyword difficulty up to around 20 or so. Keywords that have a keyword difficulty up to around 20. Anything in this industry, the thing that mine's about. All right, Google actually identifies all industries, and it puts everyone in one of them at least. Okay, just so you know, like bed and bath, home and garden, pet stuff, kid stuff, you know, business, arts, whatever it is, photography. Okay, so this is like having 31 average backlinks. I'm just going to say that. Okay, the links from 31 average sites, and I should be able to rank for up to a keyword difficulty of about 20. Anything from 1 to 20, 0 to 20. Okay, let's take a look at better. 62 for website marketing solutions. Websites have been around longer. There's 71 websites that link in here with a total of 2,000 total backlinks, almost like 2,000 pages. That's if it had 1 link per page, you know. Okay, and there are a bunch of different websites doing that. You know, you could log in and see a whole lot more. Weird stuff too. But the reality check is the DR has some impact. Now, really, it's DR minus outbound links is the most important thing. Ever see those pages people create that they push it up to some domain rating of like 17, 20, who knows? And it looks like an article, but then you go down and it's this long list of words, and they're all clickable, and they're each a keyword to a different website, right? Those are low quality backlinks. And the very problem is it doesn't matter if the page has a domain rating of 17. If you've got 1,000 links leaving the page, take your 17 and divide it. That's how much juice each guy gets. 1,000th of the available juice that can be passed away from the page. All right, so you don't want that, right? And again, this is not bad at all. I know that I'm not getting spammed out there because it's 71, 62. Pretty close. That's very, very cool. All right, what do we got now? 44 websites provide a domain rating of 61 for theme2html.com, right? Older stuff, and that's all cool. Now what do we got? Wow. Best one yet, website installer. Domain rating is 75 from 73 websites. Total of 61 or 6,100 pages. So can you picture why? People came, bought websites from Website Installer, installed them, okay? Somewhere in the website, maybe in the footer, it says this website was created by website-installer.com, and it's a clickable link, okay? And it points back to Website Installer, probably for the keyword website installer, right? like in this case, like in that case, or even in this case, website installer HVAC template, whatever it is, right? So what's the point? That Google sees the average value. It's like, oh, you're a service providing websites. The links back to you are average value from each website, so you get your credit for each website, okay? They're not talking more about you or less about you. They're not going crazy. Sure, the backlinks are on all the pages because it's in the footer. Google knows that. Google understands that. Like the copyright tag is in the footer and might have a link to your main page. Okay, so this is a perfectly normal thing. No problem, right? That's what I want to say there. Now, that means that a domain rating of 75 is huge. The higher you go up this thing, the exponentially harder it is to get higher. In other words, it's easier to get from 10 to 20 than it is to get from 20 to 30, right? Easier to get from 20 to 30 than 30 to even 35, right? It gets harder and harder for every point. But 75, that's not bad. Stat counter is like a 98. Okay, just to give you an idea, and they got billions of backlinks, something like that. Crazy. So what's my point? We built our domain rating mainly with our own websites. Isn't that nuts? And that's cool. You can do that. You come out with good websites, especially now that we're buying pre-owned websites, expired, auction. They have their own backlinks already. They're out of the sandbox already. And when we buy them and kind of recreate their front end and then continue adding, we reattach their backlinks to their websites, which we can then use to point to us. Stuff like that, right? Yes, I'm talking about this layering effect because I'm going into what I'm going to show you. It's crazy. All right. Now that you got that, let's come back over to here. If I were to look at Backlink Checker, I can actually check some of the stuff out. Right? StatCounter.com. I just want to look live real quick. Just to kind of like prove that out, right? Okay, domain rating of 94 with 1.5 billion backlinks. Linking websites is closing in on 1 million websites, right? And I'm showing all this also to point this out. Like I said, it's logarithmic, right? So in order to get a domain rating this high, you really have to be aiming for like 1 million websites. That's just to give you the strength of it all. Now, it comes down to this. How important are backlinks for rank? Backlinks are especially valuable for SEO because they represent a vote of confidence from one site to another. In essence, backlinks to your website are a signal to search engines like Google that other owners or websites or humans even vouch for your content. They use it somehow. They link to it and go, by the way, or they have it in their coding, meaning, hey, we use StatCounter. We don't want you to see that we use StatCounter. We want you to see how many people come to our pages, but we use them. And so Google's like, that's a backlink. Google cares. So backlinks and SEO improve your rankings. The more backlinks your website has, the higher it can rank for search terms. That's why there are entire companies in the hundreds of millions per year, like Ahrefs, probably takes in 150 million a year in revenue from people who check to see if they're keeping up with their competitors on backlinks, because it takes time and effort to go out and get good ones, right? So even when I was talking about like the domain rating of 75 for a website installer, right about 75 was it? We're not targeting anything. I barely even tried to write the content out for website installer. It just says website installer a few times going down the page. No particular keyword density. 945 million results for website installer. Tons of programs that install things exist out there. All right, we'll skip this one because it's sponsored. But out of 945 million results, we've got one, and then Microsoft, and then Installatron, and then us. We're number 4 organically, and then comes Plesk, which is a competitor to cPanel and one of the most important platforms for installing your software, that there is. If you want to make a website, have it installed and live where people can visit it on the internet, Plesk is huge. So isn't that nuts? Okay, having said that, let's move on. Here's the case where we proved how important backlinks were. And those of you who remember back to COVID, all these businesses had to close down just at the time we were releasing this huge backlinking network. And so nobody could pay us for backlinks because they didn't even know when they were going to go back to the store. They weren't putting money into ranking for anything if they couldn't go back for a year. But we said, okay, we got to prove our point. So we grabbed something like what was it? 700 companies spread across large cities and small cities and spread across like 80 industries. See all these links? These are all graphs of what we did for those companies. We manually chose keywords for each of these guys, and we manually went to like page 4 and looked for websites that could be ranking on the front page, but just aren't. They haven't done enough right, but they're worthy of it. They could rank on the front page. So all of these things here, we tracked how we pushed them up in average keyword rank for however many keywords we were tracking for each guy, okay? And we did it purely because we had to do something, okay, to kill the time and to prove our point. So we got guys from a low position to a much, much higher position. We weren't trying to make them number one. Usually it's really easy to get people up to the front page, but then that's where all the competition is. So once you feel pressure about page 3, and then it becomes hefty pressure around page 2 at the top. Then it becomes real pressure on page 1 because the most savvy guys in the industry are there, right? But anyway, nobody paid us for ranking them, so we just did a broad swath to see what would happen. And we drove everybody up that we touched. We tracked it. With the exception of some websites that Google just didn't want to rank. We push them up, Google push them down. We push them up, Google push them down. They had some other problem with their website that Google did not like, right? That kind of thing. Okay, anyway, let me continue past that. Yeah, I mean, look at how many. This was purely based on backlinks. We didn't have access to their websites or anything. They didn't even know we did this. Some of these guys actually got a whole lot of traffic, a whole lot of calls, and didn't know why, okay? Crazy. 2020, right? 2020. That was a crazy year in hindsight. Anyway, let me come to this. The name of the game is to create backlinks. And what if you take a stack of websites, like we have our addiction recovery websites, okay? And none of them have any rank, right? No domain rating, no authority, because we didn't try to create any backlinks yet because we were busy with all these tools all this time. We just got there though. All this stuff about pushing up page speed can apply to all these sites. All this stuff about backlinking can apply to all these sites. So let me walk you through that. If I just start taking a domain name randomly from these and I just put it in here and say check, right? I want to see what we got in the way of backlinking power. Oh, no backlinking power at all. No domain rating, no backlinks, no linking websites. You know what that means? This thing can't rank very well and it can't show up for hardly any keywords. Okay, what about the next one? Let's take a look at this one. All right. And yeah, I think you get the idea. I'll do just this last one just to illustrate the point. That this also doesn't have anything going for it. Those locksmith websites that we're working on don't have anything going for them in the way of backlinking power. You know why? Because if you just create the website and think the world should love it, the world's never going to see it until you get votes from other sites. And if they come from relevant sites, you get better scores. So what do we do to make websites start to rank? Make them powerful enough that they can rank for the keywords we go after. I mean, we have everything under control. How do we deal with the backlinking though? The answer is pretty simple. If you have a stack of websites, you can get some to backlink the rest, or you can get all but one to backlink the top one, or you could say these are going to be my 3 masters I want to rank. So I'm going to take like a third and link that one, another third or so and link that one, and the final third, I'm going to link that one. You know what else you could do? You could say I want to create layered backlinkings. Okay, some of these are going to be the slaves. They're the ones down here. They are all going to be used to backlink the next few up. Okay, like this can have a link to here, here, and here. It can actually have multiple links in the pages. This is like, you know, a 10-page website, say. One of the pages can link to here for some good term. A different page can link to here. A different page can link to here. And it could be 2 or 3 pages. You know, it's better if it's random, right? We don't want it to be too perfect, but we want it to match. We want people reading in the paragraphs to see a clickable link with some verbiage, and if they click on it, it takes them to that other website over there, the right page for that wording. Does that make sense? So if these backlink that, and then these backlink these, and then these are backlinking these, and these are backlinking those. Wow. So domain rating here will be like 0. Nothing's backlinking them yet. So they don't have any backlinks. Could we also take this one to backlink that one and that one and that one? Yeah. So this one can have backlinks to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 websites, for example. Okay? And sure, this one could have a backlink to here. It could also have a backlink to here. So all I'm saying is that we can structure this in smart ways. Most websites link to a few others. Those websites link out to a few others. Those websites link out to a few others. Because Google rewards that linking out. That's external authority links or linking out to relevant content. Google likes your website because you're sharing the wealth of information on the superhighways. People reading on your page, if they really, some of them, out of 1,000 people reading your page, 4 see the link and think, wow, I want to read more exactly about that, and they click on it and they go over to that other website. You lost those 4. You don't care. They wanted so badly to go away that they weren't going to buy your thing anyway. Get it? So share the wealth. Google expects everyone to share the wealth. So having said that, if these have a domain rating of 0, but then these have backlinks from 4 websites, what do these each have? Like a domain rating of 4 to 5. And since these are quality websites, and we can do this with top page speed in some cases, it's the templates we use that have that, what happens? These have a higher domain rating. Doesn't have to be 4. It could be like 8. Okay. Well, if these have 8 and there are 3 of them, and they're backlinking these, then each of these could have an 8, 8, 8. Each of these could have like a 15. That could have a 15. That could have a 15. Maybe a little less because each one of these websites is backlinking several websites. So it might be more like a 12 or something. But if you have 5 12s backlinking this, now you're getting that to like a 25, 30, something in there. That means each of these can have like a 25 to 30. Okay? Could be higher. And then each of these, backlinking these, and we had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Then each of these could have a domain rating of 45 to 50. So these 4 up here get to show up for the most keywords. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure this makes sense to you. Say this shows up for, each of these show up for 1,000 keywords. Well, each of these can also show up on the same pages as these, but for like, who knows, 650 keywords. Okay. And then along with that, along with all of this showing up together for 650 keywords, these could show up for maybe 300 keywords. So that means all of these can be showing up for 300 keywords up to 10 deep on the front page. The rest could wrap over onto the next page, right? And then these could be showing up for like 100 keywords each. So then that means all of these are worthy of those 100 keywords, right? These could be showing up for next to none, like 5 keywords each. So all of these can be showing up for those 5, right? How do we make all of these stronger? By also making them stronger, for example. Get some more websites going on down below here that point up at these, which naturally makes these stronger, which naturally makes those stronger, naturally makes those stronger, which naturally makes those stronger. By the way, Google expects and assumes that you are going out and getting new backlinks every month to make up for backlinks that drop off. Maybe you remove some URLs from your website. Those backlinks are broken on that guy's website because they lead to your broken pages. That guy does an audit, discovers he has some broken backlinks, and he gets rid of them or replaces them. And so you lose some backlinks and you gain some backlinks. Some of the websites die, some new websites come into being. And people that like your content naturally link to it for their own scores. It's greed. Let alone if they are linking to you for some of the reason, much of the reason they do it is to make their websites more powerful. So quality content attracts more links, okay? So it's a good thing to do. But you have to get seen. You have to get high enough to get noticed. So you treat your websites like this. My point is, we just made this great. Not only that, but what do you think is better? Say I can take this site, say I can take all these sites, and I can link to this site. Should all of these sites all link to the home page of this site? No. Whatever wording in the paragraph, blah, 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 anchor text, that applies to local rehab centers. Maybe it's blah, blah, blah. Every year in the U.S., 800 local rehab centers pop up across the nation. And so then that page with that local rehab center's anchor text would link to probably their homepage would probably be saying local rehab centers, right? But then if some other page of theirs says empathetic support personnel, it may link to a page up here on this website that's about the empathetic support personnel. In other words, our staff, something like that. So you want these to not just link to the main pages. Heck, they don't even have to link to the main pages at all. As long as they link to any page on this site, any page on that, and any page on that, or pages, but the right ones for the matching keywords so that you're leading people to the right place when they click that link, right? Now you start to understand how complex this gets. What if there are 10 pages on every single one of these websites, right? Well, you're going through 40 pages to find a way to fit in links to these 3 sites. There are 30 pages, right? So you've got some reading to do if you do that manually, and a lot of people do it manually. Matter of fact, most of the internet does this manually. If they do deeper links at all, most guys don't. They say, screw that, I didn't get paid that much. So the only backlinks they ever create for their clients are right to the main page or to some particular landing page that the guy asked for. Okay? But if you have to go through 40 pages to figure out 30, and then go through 30 pages to figure out 50 matches to 50 pages, then go through those to find matches to 60, go through those to find matches to 40. You could be 3 months on that job, right? Well, not us. Yeah, not us. We can hit a button to structure this. I can literally paste this in just the way I set it up here right now into our tools, and with that, I am literally able to create all that internal linking through these stacks, deeper pages to deeper pages where the anchor text matches the page meaning automatically. I hit the button, held my breath until the thing displayed the result. I let out my breath and looked. It was like 643 backlinks that it created through the entire cluster I gave it. And yeah, that's layered. All the websites pointing at all the other websites on the way up in the right random order based on what matches could be made in the paragraphs to the page, the menu names and or browser title verbiage. Okay? Insane. All right, so we can hit a button to generate a perfect backlinking structure to create the slaves that backlink the slaves, a backlink the slaves, a backlink the slaves of these masters. But the reality check is these are masters for everything below it. And even these are masters for everything below it. And even these are masters for everything below it. Okay? Domain rating, barely there. Domain rating, a chunk higher. Domain rating, oh, significantly higher now, therefore. Domain rating, oh, a lot higher. Domain rating, ooh, nice. Okay? So then these are where we expect to make the most of our money. And then these together should make us the next almost equivalent batch. Because we're taking up more real estate space on more, on this many keywords that we can handle all together. But then these come into play somewhere. Some of these will make some money here and there. These won't make any money by themselves probably, and these probably won't make hardly any money at all. Ever. But we want this to happen, so we need all of this to make it work. Does that make sense? Because then we can generate our own backlinks and we can make sure everything here pitches us. That's different than taking these websites and listing them in directories. You list yourself in a directory and there's like 30 other guys that somebody could pick from, and so the chance of picking you is small, right? So those pages aren't very beneficial to you. And not just that, but if we build our own website, we can control what backlinks go on it and where they go. If we go put backlinks on other websites, other people can run in and put their backlinks on those websites too, which lowers the total juice to us. It divides the juice out. So we're constantly putting out backlinks and they constantly lose value. Then we put out more through the world and those constantly lose value. Whatever worked last week starts to lose the next week. And month by month you get a roller coaster ride on your rank. But if we do this, we build it up, and then we build up some and backlink it. And that's really what happens. We start from the top down, right? We build these, and then when we got more money, we build these and use them to backlink those. Then when we got more money, we build these to backlink these, which backlink those, etc. And theoretically, you go on forever, but it all pitches you. And you can keep expanding your reach of keywords as you go along. So this could be certain core keywords. This could be all those keywords and other keywords, or a mix and match that includes some other keywords that are turning out to be pretty strong and worthwhile up here, right? Or will be once we get enough backlinks going to see that, So we can do our stacks, but what we should do is for any 10 websites plus the backlinking, it's good to go after the same big solid batch of useful keywords that have traffic that we can achieve, right? That we know. Keyword difficulty of 40, if we put this whole thing together, we can earn that, Or if, say the websites get a domain rating of 40, then each of these 4 can show up for a keyword difficulty of 30, okay? So the point of all this is to show up for like 100 keywords that are 30 or less for keyword difficulty. But the reality check is we have extremely powerful websites, and so the averages are going to keep playing in our favor because backlink measurements or not, this is not measuring page speed. This is not measuring topical authority. This is not measuring the other things that our websites do. Like, it's not measuring how long people hang out on our pages, or the fact that our websites can make the pages better so people hang out longer. It's not measuring how many clicks people take on our pages versus the competitor pages. And even throwing the pop-up, you guys see the pop-up sometimes, like that welcome pop-up that gives people an idea what they can do right now? Anyone who reaches up and turns it off, Google counts that as a click on the website. So we're instantly wanting to ask our competitor, hey, I already got a click. The guy was on the webpage about 5 seconds and I got a click. What about you? Did you get a click in 5 seconds? No? I'm doing a better job than you are then, I guess, right? And that's the whole point, is that you want people to spend more time on your pages than the comparative competitor pages that surround you for the keyword. If Google sees that happening, you start ranking higher on those keywords. Same with clicks. I mean, it can't just be about spend more time on the page. What are you going to do? Put a 5-hour video in there, or 5 different 1-hour videos, or 10 half-an-hour videos, and then have like tons and tons and tons of print? No. The page should be the right size for whatever it is you're offering, and then have links to the next topics or related topics that somebody would be interested in. But stuff like that welcome pop-up increases the number of clicks somebody will make on the page. Another way people do it is with an email pop-up. I find that irritating as the blue blazes, that email pop-up that just right in front of my face, but we can do that with the welcome pop-up. And another way to treat it is an exit pop-up. Say you go to leave the page, there could be a pop-up there offering you, even offering a newsletter sign up or a video or anything else. Or click here to see our selection, or click here to call us now, or whatever. Get 10% off coupon, click here, whatever. Okay. I think you get the point. We can automate that. How's it look? It's crazy. Check this out. I'm just going to show you. We got layers. We can do split, but let's just stick with layers. I can add layers. Okay? So what does that mean? I could say you are the website who will be the beneficiary of the backlinks I'm about to do. And I want you to create the backlinks to that website. I don't need to do that. But there you go. So I can have 3 websites backlink this website with deeper linking backlinks. Submit. It'll be done in seconds, right? Or I could take it further. I want backlinks to all 4 of these top-level master websites. Maybe they're client websites. Maybe these are also client websites because the client bought a bunch of websites. And I want all of these to create deep linking, interwoven backlinks through those websites. Go. They'll be done in seconds. What if I want more layers? Add another layer. Add another layer. Add another layer. Isn't that insane? This will be layer 3. This will be layer 4. This will be layer 5. I'll submit. Session expired. I see. I got logged out. Yeah. All right. How fast can I redo? Ready? Let's do it. 1. Okay. 2. Now, this isn't quite finished. I'm actually going to have to restore and get the backups and get rid of these because we found certain things that we want to tweak before it's totally finished. But it's basically done. I mean, it's so basically done. And yeah, I mean, it's doing exactly what we want. We're just going to have it go a little further. For instance, it checks the menu name, and then if it can't find a perfect match for the whole menu name, it cuts a word back. If it can't find that, it cuts a word back. Oh, we're done. So see how it says find a? That becomes a link on a page from this website that points at this page of that website where this is the match, right? Addiction recovery and so on. Look at that. 247 backlinks created. I can see like 100 at a time. And so it's going from this website through that, and then the next website through that, the next website through that. But then what? The next website batch through that one. And the next website batch through that one, the next website through that one, the next one, right? Just keeps going down. And it's creating these. It's kind of limited. It ends with words like a. Well, we know how to fix that. Take back something like take back control. Find a rehab center. We figured out how to deal with this stuff. We just need to get it coded in this coming week. So if I were to look, localrehabcenters.net, personalized support. Check it out. I'm actually there. Now, that's another thing. It's not all the websites are creating the right text decoration. So I got to actually look for it. Personalized support. Aha. See it? See it? See how it's clickable? Take that off. Okay. See that? It's clickable. And it leaves the website. We're on localrehabcenters.net. But if I click this, oh, drugtreatmentmatch.com, personalized support. Do you see the value of that? So we're going to expand it to also read through the browser titles as well as the menu name, and also not to always have to include the first word. You know, we can include wording combinations, but any shingle combination in there will do. All right. It can create multiple links on single pages, even on single pages that lead to the other sites. Okay? So it makes the pages stronger as they should be made stronger. No one's going further than the reality of how it should be done. Does that make sense? Okay, so all of that, and do you know what I love about our system? What if we think, oops, made a mistake? Oh, that's not a problem at all. Let me see. I've got my sites right there. I'm just going to go ahead and restore them. Yeah, minute or two, they'll all be back to exactly the way they were before I hit that button. How's that? All right, I think you get the point. You see the power. And by the way, our website flipping club is based exactly on this kind of strength. So if you want the website flipping club, go to professional services. It's expensive, but the reason is because we get auction or expired domains, whatever money we don't need to spend on that, because we might have to spend like $400 or $600 just to get the domain name that's good quality, right? It's got great DR scores and great backlinks already. It's out of the sandbox. We don't have to take a long time to push it out. That could be 9 months to a year. Instead, we're ready to go right now, okay? And then whatever we don't have to spend on the domain name is just extra money we get to spend creating more pages on the site. How many pages are we going to create? Like 100, 200, 300? Depends. Each of those pages, when they're done right, can rank for 150 to 185 keywords, okay? Because of the way we do the pages. I've got videos covering this already. So when you get in, we'll buy the website, recreate the front end, build up all the scores, create tons of cool content into it based on the keyword research we do for the keyword difficulty we can accomplish versus the amount of traffic we can get. A lot of traffic for low keyword difficulty keywords, name of the game. That's why we care about the domain name in the first place, what kind of scores it's got. That helps us determine how many keywords we can write for. That's a huge reason for the price being so high. You want us to have that leverage, okay? And then if we can't maximize there, then we go wider on the spread because we have more money. We go wider on the spread for the actual pages that get produced. So one way or another, we're going to force the traffic, and we're going to force it fast. When we create all the pages, we're going to put AdSense into them. And then that way they can start to rise, because Google's going to want to rise them because they have AdSense in them. We've seen it over and over again. And then with the SEO traffic of the website going up like crazy in about 3 months or so, those websites are ready to be flipped, usually for 5 to 10 or more times as much money in just like 3 to 4 months. It can be more, all right? So the reality check, and that's because we'll do them in market usually, and we'll show the monthly SEO value of the traffic to the guys who would be interested in buying it because they're in the same industry. They want all that traffic to pitch their stuff to as ads on the pages, okay, for whoever's ready now. and we'll just say, hey, this is what you would have to pay in pay-per-click every month for this much traffic. So how much do you think this website's worth? Some number of months of that amount of money. Well, it could be $30,000 a month of SEO traffic, the value of the people landing on the pages. And the guy might say, well, what if it just levels off and drops? The answer is, how many months do you think it'll hang in there before that happens? Because it's not going to happen. It's going to go like that, kind of slow and over a long time, right? Well, heck, if it's $30,000 a month, and the guy's like, I think it'll last at least another month. I'm sure it'll make at least another $30,000 over the next 2 months, and then probably another $30,000 over the next 3, probably another $30,000 over the next 4, right, worth of people. Then you're like, okay, then how about we sell this to you for $60,000 or $90,000, okay? Then we take and we split the earnings with you. You're the angel investor. You pay us to do it all. You don't do anything. You do it all. You pay us, we do it. Does that make sense? And because of that, we're doing it for us, but you're getting carried along for half the earnings because you're the investor who bought into it to make it possible for us to build it and then flip it. And we'll just agree on whatever the markers are to resell it within. But all this stuff is transparent. Website sales are really transparent. Domain sales and transfers are transparent. Who the new owner is transparent. It's no joke, you know. So if we're doing this for landscaping, we'll sell to the landscaping company. Why not? It'll be a faster, easier sell than flipping it in a flipping platform unless we want to try both. We'll put it in the flipping platform, put it up for landscapers directly, alert them. See who wants to buy it first for what the dollar amount is. It could easily be a bid war, okay? And so after we're done, why don't we do it again? Now that you got like 5 to 10 to 20 times as much money back in your hands, it just depends. What do you do now? You say, let's do more. Let's do more. Let's flip more. Let's build more. So that's the name of the game. Website Flipping Club. You can come back anytime you want with however much you want to keep it rolling. It's up to you. But think about it. If you could, even if you just think, well, lowball. Say I make 5 times over every 4 months. 1, 2, 3 cycles in 1 year. Well, that becomes 5. Say reinvest all of it. Now you're up to 25. Reinvest all of it. Now you're up to 625 times your money back at the end of a single year. That could be lowball. And probably at the rate we're going, I just got done showing you these tools that explain why that's true. Does that make sense? We have more automation working for us than anyone we know on any platform anywhere for websites, and we have better quality than anyone else has, and we know what we're doing, and we've been doing it all. So let's start making money, guys. Hop in, let's build and flip, build and flip. I am so glad that we caught up with the page speed. So glad we caught up with the cross-linking. We'll be done with the final tweaks to that on Monday or Tuesday, and then off we go to the races. Those of you that want to be on the inside, come to website-installer.com. Go to professional services for this and sign up. Okay, your email. If you have a domain name, put it here or put choose for me. And if you have links you want to earn from, we don't earn from that. That's just you. Put those in there. They can be for whatever the industry is, and you can always apply them later. So if you know you're doing landscaping and you give us a landscaping domain, we're going to do a landscaping project, and you've got your landscaping links right here. If you know you want to do, I don't know what, healthy fruit juices or fitness stuff or cosmetics or horse trailers. Somebody actually had a really good idea there. You can, okay, and then just put in your links. Some of you guys sell stuff and you know what you want to sell. You can always give me the links later. We'll put them in. And as long as it's related to the industry, or if it's a general purpose website for everyone, then it applies to anybody. So anything you're selling goes, right? Because it's applicable to everyone. Okay? There you go. Got any questions? Give me a call. My phone number's right up here. Okay, if you need me on Skype, there it is, right up here. The name of the game is to convert virtual real estate into hard cold cash that you can use for real estate. as fast as possible. How fast can you raise a down payment on a house in a year without it being a problem? What if the down payment for your house actually just wound up being $1,500? Okay, and probably even 9 months in, you've got enough for the down payment of your house. A year in, you may have enough to pay your house off. All right, that's crazy, but this is that's flipping from virtual real estate to real estate. We have so much opportunity to do it now. So come on, let's go. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting your project on a roll. We earn from everything we do for you, so we're vested, so we're going to push it. And yeah, you really have no limits. You can get as much as you want, come back for more, until the day comes that we feel like we've saturated that. But for now, So hop in while the hopping in's good. All right.